I'm Dan Kessler, and I'm running to represent Chaska, Chanhassen, and Victoria in the Minnesota House. A few people have asked for information about what's going on in the legislature, so here's the first of what will be a series of updates on the progress being made in St. Paul. The House acted this week on 2 gun violence protection bills. The proposed measures would close loopholes in gun purchasing by requiring mandatory background checks on most gun transfers and sales, with exceptions for hunting, sport shooting, and some heirloom transfers, and provide for extreme risk protection orders, often called red flag laws, in cases where the individual is at extreme and imminent risk of harming themselves or others. Lives have been saved in states where these laws have been passed, and we need the same for Minnesota. The Alex Smith emergency insulin bill was also passed in the House. This law will provide low-cost insulin to those who can't afford it without any tax increase on Minnesotans. It will be funded through a fee charged to the 3 pharmaceutical companies who have profited massively from the sale of insulin, which can cost more than $1,000 a month. There is an alternative bill being worked on in the Republican-controlled Senate, and there will likely be a future need to reconcile these bills. So this will be an important issue to track, and I'll have more on it in future updates. One major question facing the legislature is how to best utilize the $1.5 billion positive balance the state has. In past years, the state has needed to make up deficits, which has created the requirement that we underfund some of our priorities. We now have the opportunity to finally address these unmet needs. Early childhood education, affordable daycare, and the achievement gap between white students and students of color are the highest priorities. The governor would also like to save a portion of this balance to hedge against future shortfalls. Other bills in the works, but not yet filed, include a bill to legalize recreational marijuana and several measures to address the climate crisis, which will include incentives for electric vehicles and solar installations. There have been a number of bills that have been filed and are making their way through committee hearings. These include long-needed legislation to protect workers from wage theft, provide paid family and medical leave for those who have a serious illness or need to care for a sick loved one, and provide for a clearer definition of workplace sexual harassment. One bill I'll be following very closely is House File 3, a bill to make healthcare more affordable, in part by providing an optional buy-in for Minnesota Care. More on that one in future legislative updates. Now, March is looking to be a big month at the Capitol. If you have any questions about current or upcoming legislation or about my campaign for Minnesota House, go to kesslerforhouse.com and click on the contact link. Thank you for your support.